grade school was so fun other than the school part. Like they could have really simplified, because I talked to friends of mine who homeschool their kids, and they're like, we knock this shit out in 2 hours a day. And then the rest of the day is them just running wild, go play in the woods. We take them to like an independent basketball or baseball or hockey or soccer league.
That's how Colin got into parkour.
Yeah. And that's something that has resonated with me, where it's like, wow, maybe it is better for kids to be homeschooled in some circumstances, because otherwise they're going to be sitting there basically in like state prison, being forced to learn at the rate of the dumbest kid in the class. And it's like they have to sit there for 8 hours to learn what they could have learned in 70 minutes. And meanwhile, they have no activity outside of that. Like they're not doing anything physical. So I don't know. It's one of those things. I wish Kyle was here because he would reprimand me, but like I could see homeschooling my kids as long as there was a tremendous amount of socialization as well. Like you got to play sports. You cannot back out of sports. You got to do this activity. You can't back out.
Or if it wasn't sports, it'd be some other group activity, right? He could be on the chess team. I bet you'd be fine with that.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything where you're socializing and you're getting acclimated.
Right.
Is that how you feel as well?
Yeah, for sure. I don't know that we did a great job. We did our very best. I know that. But you have to have parents that are into it. Like in the same way that kids can get lazy, parents can get lazy too. I know, not us, but I know someone whose mom would like just fucking throw a workbook at him at the start of every year. And the kid was really smart. So he just smashed that by like October and basically not work any harder. So the parents have to be into it. And like, the socialization is a big deal. You can get that wrong.
The sports feel like a huge deal, because sports, even more so than chess or anything else, because chess is 1v1, like sports, you're learning to work as a team. Like you have to be conscientious of the thoughts and desires of the other person on the team in addition to your own. And that's something
there's a lot of joy in it, which kids have. I did a lot of work. And so I got my first job at 13 and almost worked solid through, like, the exception of swim season or something. But I always had jobs after school every summer, stuff like that. And it sucked and it was depressing. And I was bullied by coworkers. And I look back and I'm like, no wonder you fucking wanted to die. But if I was on a swim team or something, I don't think there'd be the same vibe at all.
Definitely not. Yeah.
I'm pretty happy with who I am as an adult. So maybe they were onto something. I don't know. But I almost was never an adult. So maybe there was some room for improvement there too. I think we didn't encourage our kids to work outside the summer. And I think we made the right call. That's what I would do again.
Yeah, that's how my parents were with me, is that the only time, I mean, getting into high school, obviously you can't demand this of a middle schooler, but like after I was able to drive, my dad in particular was very insistent, like you have to be doing something to make money. You have to have a job over the summer. And it just so happened to work out that I knew the head of that goalie school. And so I could go and just do that for 8 weeks every summer and teach little kids to be goalies, which was a fun job because I was young enough at the time, like being 16, where like it was a cool, and Woody will know this because he knows hockey. It was a cool thing because as a goalie coach, you have your lower body dressed fully so you can demonstrate things, but you only have a windbreaker from the school that like says your name and stuff on the top. And so you just have like your glove, your blocker, your stick, and then lower body dressed out. And I always felt so cool skating around being like, yeah, I'm like instructing now. I'm like a grown up. Wasn't a grown up at all, but like thought I was. And that was fun. Kyle, no, it turns out you do. It turns out you rocket up to 6 feet by the time you're a sophomore in high school. And then you go, man, I can't wait to see what the future holds. And then you don't grow anymore.
I
Zach's dad
remember
was
my
7
sophomore year in
feet
high school.
tall.
That's when my weight hit 3
What the
digits.
fuck?
3 digits. Dude, I think I weighed 100 pounds in 4th grade. I was a huge kid.
I would have befriended you as a guardian.
I
This is
was.
my column.
I was
So-
never I would have been a terrible guardian. Like I never got in trouble for fighting or starting shit. I got in trouble for being a wise ass in class or like talking too much, adding commentary where none was accepted by the teacher. And that's why I would get in trouble. I'd have to like, I remember even like in 3rd, 4th grade, I would say something that I thought would make the whole class laugh. And like the best was when you said something that the teacher also laughed at because it was like, oh, damn, I just fucking hit a dinger. But then they would, at the end of the day, they'd send you home with that pink note safety pinned to your jacket that your mom had to sign off on. Do you guys remember that? You say something bad in class and they go, I'm going to write down what you did and I'm going to pin it to your jacket and you have to go home and then give this to your mom and she has to sign it acknowledging what you did and then you have to bring it back the next day.
So
No.
would you have your mom sign it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because I forged my mom's shit a lot. And then, I had a whole nother signature just for her. I was very careful about. And it was important to me that I couldn't do my mom's signature, so I had to forge from the
Everything.
get-go. Like I needed her to believe that my mom's signature was similar to a 5th graders.
Yeah, that's like that. I can't remember who told that story. They're like, I had to have my report card signed, and my dad. I gave it to my dad, and he was like, no. See, if you have me sign it, then you'll have to copy my signature on everything going forward, or something like that. You sign it, and then you won't have to remember. I don't. They never pinned any notes on me. There were definitely bad reports heading home, though. And my mom was in the school system, so she would get it firsthand usually. And then in 4th grade, I had a teacher who genuinely had it out for me. Like the stuff that I was doing and getting into these major parent-teacher conferences, as I look back as an adult, I'm like, that bitch. Like, what was her fucking problem? Like she was like, he needs to be medicated and taken out of regular classes. They're like, what did he do? He flushed a toilet with his foot. What are you talking about? She hated me. She was always fucking with me.
The most normal thing ever. She really said that about you flushing a toilet with your foot, like hitting that bar.
And another time, I would finish my work early, and then I'd just be sitting there, and I had seen either in a movie or at school in art class that you could put Elmer's glue on your hands and it would harden, and then you peeled it off. And I did that, and that was a meltdown. We had to call the parents. They had to come to school.
Dude, your school was
glue on his. It was just her. It was Miss Evans. She had it out for me. Like 5th grade was great. Had a 5th grade Miss Harrison, big old titties. Miss Harrison loved me. She
huge
loved
shout
me.
out.
Yeah, she was an X-Files fan. We talk about X-Files on Mondays after it come out. I remember I was 10 years old and I was like, "Did you see the X-Files last night?" And she was like, "Oh my god. The peacocks were awful." The peacocks are the episode that still scares me to this day. It's that incest murder family who are all the brothers are like mutated and they're fucking the mother who's on a creeper you use to change oil. She lives on one of those under a bed with no arms and legs. And they just take turns fucking her and creating these babies. And they're like the beginning of the episode is them disposing of like a baby that's been born and it's so mutated they have to bury it, and they bury it alive in like a muddy baseball field. Then it's discovered and Mulder and Scully get called into the small town. It's a great episode. It's called Home.
That's horrid.
Yeah.
And you were talking about that with your 5th grade teacher?
Yeah, she was great. Love Miss Harrison. She's the one who had the boyfriend I was jealous of, or maybe a fiance, because I wanted them big old titties. And her like 28-year-old boyfriend would come in and talk to us about the Civil War because he was a professor at a small college nearby. And I was just mean mugging him like, you piece of shit. This guy out. You don't appreciate her. Like, I'm with her all day, handsome.
I felt a rivalry with my 5th grade teacher because she was not down for any of my mischief. Like by that point, I had years of being like, the only way I knew how to make friends was by being funny. And so like trying to make jokes and things in class that she like, and Miss Dannenberg would shoot me down every time. And she would tell my mom that I had behavioral issues and that I should be put on fucking Ritalin. And that was the one thing. My mom was like, Taylor, take as much Accutane as you please. But for some reason, when teachers for years were like, Taylor should be put on Ritalin, she shut that down. She's like, I'm not putting my son on speed. Not doing it. I was like, oh. And that's good because I would be shorter and smaller if she would have put me on that, because I saw my friends. The only reason my buddy Tim, the Marine, was shorter than me, I'm sure, maybe a little bit of genetics, but also because I was feasting upon his lunch every day for years. Because he would, and not in a bullying way, just have to make sure that's known, didn't bully him out of his lunch. He had no appetite. And so he would get in trouble if he didn't eat his whole lunch. And so I ate 2 whole lunches for most of grade school.
I got really skinny when I was on Adderall. My girlfriend called me Skeletor in a loving kind of way. Yeah, I got real skinny from Adderall. I took it from like, I think maybe 8th and 9th grade.
Wait,
maybe.
Was it Adderall or was it, because back then it had to have been Ritalin, right?
No, it was Adderall, amphetamine salts, the good stuff. Just I love me some Adderall. That's
I never took anything, but I do remember, like, and when I look back at all the things my teachers were mad at me about, all of them were right. I was never the good guy. I needed, like Taylor was saying that he was like class clown and he always made these comments that he was hoping the class would appreciate. I look back, I was the same way, but I bombed a lot. Why wasn't I discouraged from trying? for as often as I bombed in front of those classes, I had stick-to-itiveness. I think my crowdsourced autism diagnosis may be onto something.
When I'd bomb, it would always be so horrible. It'd be like, tough crowd, huh? No, when you hit a banger and the teacher laughed and the whole class laughed, that was like the biggest dopamine rush I had ever experienced as a young kid. And so I'm positive that's why I kept doing it, because it's like, the risk of bombing is less than the reward of hitting a homer right now if I make this comment about my big titty teacher.
Risk reward guides so much of what we do. We're pleasure pain, similar type thing.
Sure.
Like exercise, diet, it's all pleasure pain decisions we're making.
Man,